magical babes, Adelina here, and today we're going to talk about mental health. So I want to tell you, magical babes, I've been dealing with my mental health for quite some time recently, and it has been declined a lot, especially during quarantine. And I wanted to make this video in case any of you magical babes have been perhaps feeling the same way I have during quarantine. So I wanted to talk to you babes about things that may help you and things that I personally find that help me, myself, and my mental health. So off we go on today's magical adventure. First thing I like to do whenever I deal with my mental health is it helps me to write just my thoughts down and how I feel and everything that's been on my mind recently, honestly, that's been making me feel this way. And at times I turn to poetry, or I turn to just writing my comic, or I just fill my journals with my thoughts, and I just can't help it, and it relieves some stress. Some people don't feel comfortable talking to others, and sometimes that's me, so I feel that writing does help me a lot, and I think it would help all of you magical babes if you don't feel comfortable talking to anyone. So I do highly recommend at least talking to your friends and family, at least letting them know how you feel. If you talk to somebody, at least you can feel a little bit better, and even if they just sit there and listen and they don't say anything back at all, at least you know they care and they love you. I also turn to art, like sketching and painting and just being myself and finding ways to be creative. I find that creativity is a great way to put out all your emotions, your heart, your feelings. Just be free. There's no way that you have to listen to anyone's rules when it comes to creativity. When it comes to art, you can be yourself and just do what your heart wants. Sometimes expressing yourself through art and music and other creative ways can be a wonderful outlet. Whenever I get depressed, it always helps me just to see something wonderful I created out of me just being upset, and it makes me feel so much better, and I hope it helps you magical babes as well. I also used to play violin when I was growing up. I played violin for about 7 years, from 6th grade all the way until senior year of high school. I don't play anymore. In fact, I do need to replace my bow for my violin in order to play. But if you magical babes have always wanted to start an instrument, just try something new. I highly recommend it, especially since we're in lockdown and quarantine. It will be a fun, adventuring experience just to pour your heart into music, whether you sing out loud or you make your own music, your lyrics, just play anything that comes to your mind and your heart. Even if the notes don't always sound right, at least to you, you know that you're playing what's in your heart and what you feel, and you're releasing it out to the world so others can hear you. And that's wonderful. It's good to share your experiences and to be open with others. It does help you feel a little bit better, and I do understand if you're afraid to talk to others. When I was growing up, first finding out about my depression and my anxiety, I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know how to talk to people. I went to see a therapist after some time, and she helped me, and I did remain silent for a little bit. I hardly spoke to anyone, but my therapist helped me find my creativity through my art, and she helped me find my voice through my art. And you can find your voice, magical babes, whether it be art, music, anything you want to pursue, whether it's a book or poetry. Express yourself and let yourself be heard. You are here on this earth to enjoy happiness and love and experience laughter with those all around you. Don't be afraid to open your heart to others. Be yourself. And at times it may be hard to trust others, but at least you know you gave it a chance. You will find loved ones and friends that will be by your side even during the darkest of times. Don't be afraid to let yourself be heard. In all honesty, I find coloring books a lot helpful. Very helpful as well. There are times where I don't feel like drawing. Just seeing the end result of a coloring book page, and though it does bother me when I go outside the lines, I know eventually that it will be okay, that if I just keep coloring and just add some details that aren't a part of the artwork, then it'll be okay. I want to say pets help a lot, magical babes. Whenever I was upset or lonely, I noticed that my dog Palamo, he would always come to my side and like lick my face and cheer me up. And I know that may sound disgusting to some of you, but it always made me feel better. Whenever I was upset and I cried, he was there just to cuddle me and lick my tears away, as gross as it sounds. And Max, when he ever sees me, he just comes to my side and he just puts his head on my chest, and he's just the cutest little dog. He looks at me with his big white eyes and his ears fall back while I pet him, and being around his presence just lifts my spirit in a way, as you can say. It doesn't have to be a dog. It can be a parrot, it could be a cat, it could be a fish, a hamster, a bunny. It can be any animal. There is such a thing as an emotional support animal, Magical Babes. It will help you if you decide to get one through your anxiety, your depression, anything that you feel like you are going through right now, and you just want a little furry buddy to be by your side to comfort you and to bring warmth into your heart. Don't be afraid to go and talk to someone, Magical Babes. I do want to say you have to talk to a therapist in order to get an emotional support animal. I'm not entirely sure. If you Magical Babes know the specific details on it, please leave it in the comments below. I've always wanted one, though I do not see my therapist anymore, and I don't think I'd be able to get one anymore. Honestly, I play with my magical girl figures and my toys a lot, and I know I am a 24-year-old and I still collect collectibles and toys and things like that, but they bring me happiness and they express me for me, and I feel like I don't know, I feel like my room is a little bit magical whenever I see them more around me and all the time. It makes me happy. Though I know and do understand that me being 24 years old and playing with dolls and everything isn't normal, but what is normal nowadays? I say just be yourself and be different. I find normal boring. I highly recommend anime, Magical Babes. I mean, anime helps me a lot. I know a lot of you are like, why are you suggesting anime? Why are you suggesting cartoons? But it's just, I always found it as a escape from reality, like from my world. Just even for a moment, just to get away from my thoughts and think about something else and just to relax and take deep breaths. I mean, anime is wonderful and it can make you a flood of different emotions, in my opinion, and it does help escape you from reality the same way that video games do. And throughout time, before you know it, you already finished the season, you already finished the game, and it's just like you become so involved in this world, this alternate universe that isn't your own, that for a moment, yes, you forget about your troubles and your thoughts and your worries, and though at the end you may finish and you may still have those troubles, at least you feel a little bit more comforted and relaxed, and you can think with a straight mind about your thoughts and your worries and try to find ways to just handle the situation a little bit better than you would have when you were very emotional at the time. At least that's what I like to tell myself, because I do find myself very emotional, and I watch an episode of anime, a Pretty Cure, and I feel a little bit lifted and relieved, and my heart feels like it's soaring and I feel better. Honestly, Pretty Cure helps me a lot. It's about friendship and just love and being around those that you want to be around, and it just makes me happy. So a while back, my friend Erica gave me this cute, adorable crane machine. Well, she didn't give it to me. She had left it in my house, and she never came back to get it. And so in my heart, it's like, it's mine, but I know it's not mine. I know it's not mine. I'm gonna return it to her, but I'm gonna return it to her painted and probably revamped and different than what she gave it to me. But I do find times where I like to play with the little crane game, and it makes me feel a little bit better, and I find it just so much fun, honestly, in my opinion, just to play with it. And though I do lose quite often, I just find it a fun little game to escape from my troubles for even just a moment. I highly recommend a change of scenery, Magical Babes. Sometimes when I'm feeling down, I like to go and wander off into a beautiful place, whether it's the Japanese tea gardens or just going to see all the animals at the zoo, going to see my friends, going on a lovely picnic with William. A change of scenery can always be best. I highly recommend it. Experience something new in your city or your environment that you never knew was there, and you discovered something new. It's like a new adventure, a new journey. If you Magical Babes have a tub, I don't know if you do, but I do, and I find bubble baths very helpful and soothing, and I sit there in my little rub-a-dub tub with some candles and some music and a good poetry book. If you Magical Babes ever find time, just a moment to relax in a soothing little bubble bath, I highly recommend the Lush bath bombs. You could use a bath bomb and just soak in the hot water with some, what is it called? Epsom salts. There you go, Epsom salts. I used to use Epsom salts all the time whenever I just wanted to feel a little bit more relaxed. I do want a bubble bath now, but I don't have any more bath bombs. Sometimes I find it comfortable to sit and listen to the rain as it falls and just looking up at the sky. The dark clouds of it all it makes me feel, I don't know. It reminds me of Twilight, and it gives me that Twilight vibe. And it makes me wonder what life would be like if it was actually filled with mythical creatures and everything like that. It just, so many things come to mind whenever I stare at the rain that all my thoughts seem to just go away. All my bad thoughts, at least. I tend to visit places that remind me of good memories of my life that make me feel better, and maybe even creating some new memories with friends and families and loved ones to make it a special spot, a special place just for you and them. And honestly, I find it lovely just to have a special place with someone. You can go talk to them, you can go and be around them. You have so many cherished memories there. It's heartwarming to me. Sometimes, magical babes, dressing up may lift your mood. I know when I dress up, whether in my wig or in just some makeup or some wonderful clothes, I tend to feel a little bit better about myself and feel ready to take on the world, as you could say. I just want you, magical babes, to remind yourself that you can be happy, you can smile and laugh, and you are wonderful and beautiful in your own special way. And you deserve to be happy and enjoy life to the fullest. Stay connected with friends and family and loved ones. Don't ever drift apart from them. Have them check on you if you need it. Don't be ashamed, don't be afraid. Everyone needs help now and again, and you shouldn't have to go through anything alone. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Whether it's a stress check and they check on you a few times a week or talk to you a few times a day, it's just wonderful to know that you have someone there by your side and you're not alone through it all. It does help you, I want to say. At least it helps me. I want to suggest some relaxation techniques, deep breaths. I want to say help, well, at least me. When I'm coping with my anxiety, I always find times where I'm short of breath and I can't breathe and I almost feel faint. But I remember that I need to steady my breathing and take deep breaths. And sometimes meditation helps as well. Going on new adventures with those that you love and care about, your friends, help you experience new things in life and discover new adventures and journeys that you didn't know were there. Discovering new places is always a fun way to go. I used to explore the Riverwalk and I found it so comfortable to walk along the Riverwalk. I would go on my break. I would go just randomly before I would go to work. I just found the Riverwalk so soothing and wonderful. Seeing all the boats float by and just seeing all the lovely ducks and the trees. It was just so romantic in a way, but also so wonderful. And I loved it. I love my city so much, and just venturing out and exploring new things that I didn't know my city even had. And I think it'd be wonderful for all of you magical babes to explore your cities. Go on adventures that you didn't know that you could. Whether it's hiking, skydiving, canoeing, going on a walk, going to the zoo, going on a picnic, going with your friends, as long as you're creating new memories and they're happy, and fill your heart with love and joy instead of sadness and darkness. I want you magical babes to experience life and to live it to the fullest and enjoy yourselves throughout your lives, to live it with no regrets and just follow your dreams, follow your heart. I know some people tend to work out in order to relieve some stress as well, though I don't do it because I find other things to do, and yes, I know. If you ever feel like you need to talk to someone, FaceTime a friend, FaceTime a family member, talk to someone, call them, go on new adventures, or perhaps make new friends. I want to say making new friends is always a fun experience, and you never know where your journey is going to lead each other to. Whether you both grow together, or sometimes you may drift apart, but that's life. Not everyone has to like everyone, and you should live your life how you want it. I know this video is a lot different from my other videos, which are typically happy, and I always try to bring laughs to all you magical babes, but recently with everything that's been going on in my life, I feel like I had to put out this video, and I wanted to help you magical babes if you are going through anything the same that I am. And I really hope this video helps you. Anything that I might suggest, whether it's going to see your family or going on a new adventure, making new friends, expressing yourself through your own creativity, just meditating, working out, taking your medication, it all helps you magical babes. So don't forget that you are loved and you are cherished in someone's heart, and you will always be loved in my heart. And if you feel like you need to talk, comment down below and I will more than happy talk to any of you magical babes. I understand what it feels like when you feel alone in the world and you feel like no one's gonna understand, but that's not true. There are so many people that will. You are not alone, and I hope you never forget that. I hope you magical babes have an enchanting day, and I'll see you on my next magical adventure. Goodbye.